if you lay out a framework, it's going to lead to all sorts of new things generated from that framework. So take a look at this framework. This is a framework for generating new snacks. You've got the rows, so show the outside of the snack, chocolate, peanut butter, bacon, hot peppers. The columns show the inside. So just by defining, 4 things along 2 axes and then setting up a rule, here's the rule. Look at the intersection between the row and the column and invent a new snack. And what you see is immediately, some things are boring, but some things are new, like, oh, chocolate peanut butter. There's a Reese's peanut butter cup. What's the opposite of that? Maybe it's chocolate on the inside and peanut butter on the outside. Or maybe it's bacon on the outside and chocolate on the inside. I'm not saying that's a good idea. But the point, oh, wait, hot peppers and peanut butter. That sounds good. So it's almost like you paint stripes in the parking lot and people park. And this is a really powerful thing because it says, look, I'm going to bound this a little bit. I'm going to put some rules in place, but I don't know what's going to come out of this. And people will invent things. And this turns out to be a really powerful pattern in nature. It's actually, kind of how you came to be, because your parents supplied, your mom supplied half of the pool, your dad supplied the other half, and there was a whole bunch of crazy sort of randomness involved. And then you came out as a new kind of form of value. Here's another example. This is take a cube and generate a lot of different shapes. The columns really are just about bending the cube, and the rows are just about punching a hole in the cube and from different angles. And just by agreeing on those 2 things, suddenly I develop an entirely new kind of almost a form language of things. And so, I go back to the parking analogy. If I just paved a giant parking lot or a giant lot, people would park all over the place. They'd park wherever it was convenient for them. But by putting in a few lines, I can get people to line up in perfect rows, leave places for exits, and et cetera. Let me show you an example of something that mathematicians came up with to explore this idea of a very simple generative environment or architecture. Conway's life is sort of a classic mathematic example. Think of a checkerboard, and you just have a few rules for the game. Loneliness, stasis, overcrowding, and reproduction. If there aren't enough cells around you, you die. If there are too many cells around you, you die. If there are just the right amount of cells around you, it's okay. And when there are a few dead things around, make a new cell. And so those are the rules. And let's take a look at kind of what happens when you play those rules out. Here, I'll actually play a game of Conway's life. I'm going to come in here, and I'll just click on a few cells. I'm just going to turn on a few cells, make them gray, and color them in. And I'm going to go and kind of step through generations of evolution. So I'll just click step and step. And I can see generation 2, generation 3, generation 5. And you can start to see something happens. It's almost like life is